So, one of my out-of-body experiences, or what I could say is maybe interdimensional angel training sessions, grooming me to be Cosmic King, which is, different groups that come at different times and pull me to them to teach me different things or explain different things, show me different things. But so this one I'll say is, my angels asked, what do horses eat? What do you feed the horses on the racetrack? At 13, I was a licensed groom in Ohio and worked at 3 different tracks, like Thistledowns mainly, and was where we had the horses. Worked at a couple other tracks. But, my life, as a child, cleaning horse stalls at, a thoroughbred farm. And I would always eat the sweet feed out of the creek feeder, and so know it to be, oats and molasses and, crushed corn. But I'm trying to minimize that crushed corn. But I still love the sweet feed. But, my angels were explaining that everybody has an addiction. It's food. Food is what stunts our growth. It curbs humanity. It is mostly toxic poison. Most of the bread that we eat, it takes about 5 days to detox that piece of bread, is what they told me. Non-leavened bread is what we're supposed to have. More like a halal diet, or a, Passover diet, which I don't even know really what all that would consist of. But that's what I'm supposed to try to stick towards. Less sugar, no sugar. Sugar is like the worst thing. Different types of salts. We have too much of some sodiums, and I guess there's some sodiums that we do not get enough of, that we're deficient. But, waste. My whole life I've been trying to minimize waste, and they point this out, when you're excreting waste, it's waste. You flush the toilet, you make waste with toilet paper, which is another post I'm going to do about. If we, like diesel, it burns all of the fuel. It's like one of the most optimal fuels. And yes, it puts off soot, which is heavy carbon, which falls right back down. It's not a noxious gas, which is going and wasting the atmosphere like noxious gases. But anyway, and it burns more complete. And it lubricates the system while you're doing it. So, that's why it's more efficient per pound. That's why they hiked the fuel prices up on diesel, and it's originally made out of peanut oil and hemp oil. When Rudolph Diesel made the first diesel engine that was pretty much shutting down the gasoline industry. So Rockefeller put out smear campaigns on diesel and then he made it out of burnt motor oil and said, oh, this is the diesel. You don't want this diesel that you can make at home on your farm. You got to have my diesel that's burnt motor oil. And it's just all more scams and rackets and monopolies and more criminal government. But anyway, so I always try to minimize waste and try to use byproducts like, Rockefeller did out of the burnt motor oil, which made black diesel, which most people don't know that they can make at home. But anyway, that's just why it's a better fuel. You can make it out of anything. But so minimizing waste. They say that we eat most of the wrong foods, and they say that, looking, my whole life studying horses, and they're powerful creatures, they're majestic, magical, mystical, very smart, higher conscious than most humans. Different animals, are at different incarnation levels. So a cat may have a much higher, most cats have higher conscious than most people. I can just agree with that. But some dogs have higher conscious than most people, and I know this. And some dogs can read your mind, not all of them, but some of them can, and I know that. But anyway, so oatmeal, it's like one of my dreams. I have dreams of, past lives I would have been Hermes Saint Germain, which is Dolph. But they say that in multiple, I've seen it in dreams. He would carry, which I do the same thing, carry like a mug with oatmeal, like almost like a drink, but it's like an oatmeal drink. And then let's say if you have a rash, what do? You take a bath with oatmeal. Oatmeal is a very, very good thing. And I saw in one of the dreams in a many years from now, when there's supposed to be the famine and people are going to be hungry, that I grow about 1,000 acres of wheat and get local farmers to a farm area that I love, and get them to grow corn, or oats, wheat, grain, to donate, to share with the people. And and I guess that when one of my visions will complete another prophecy, it said, and a Maccabee or something. I don't know nothing about that, but anyway. So I'm just telling you that we eat poison. The foods that we eat cause cancer. They cause dementia, and you have to be conscious of what you're ingesting into your body. And people look down upon people that take, let's say, drugs to get high, but they're taking a whole lot of other drugs that are worse than something somebody were to use recreationally or self-medicating. And people look down upon people, which I don't think anybody should look down upon anybody unless you're most high or elevated. But anyway, so I'm just saying, be conscious of what you're ingesting, and the energy that you throw out there, and don't hate on people. Peace, love, unity, respect, desire to inspire, lead by example, ample and able, live to help, love to help, to help love, meditate to pray within, search to learn, love for self, to love all. Prayers and blessings to all that feel me.